Hi guys, and welcome to Angling For You, and today you join me at Oak Tree Fisheries and we are doing just a little knock up between 5 of us, a little bit of a mess about. It's not going to help me and Matt, it's not going to help me out because I fished this last week for the Winter League, but Matt's on it next week, so and a couple of other boys, so it'll give them a good little idea about next week. So we're just, like I say, we're just having a little session. I've got a couple of things I want to have a try out for next week on the other pond, but yeah, to start out, the approach is I'm gonna feed a deck line like I did last time. And like I say, I'm not out here to be winning matches today, even though we've got nets in and we'll have a little weigh in. We've got, the idea really is to just practice a few bits. So I've got, like I said, a top 2+2 line, which is out to my right over here, and then I've got a line over to my left to the other side, which I'm going to use micros and a soft pellet on, and then I've got the maggot feeder, which I'm just going to try short later on and just see how we go. Obviously the lines are dotted down right to minimum. Matt's obviously trying for them shallow at the side of me, and yeah, we might have a little bit of shallow fishing later on, but at the moment I'm going to have a little try fishing this on the deck. We've got a Chianti float on today, Preston 4x16s, wire stem, really stable. I'm just going to fish this, like I say, on the deck and see how we get on. That means one more shot on that, but we'll see how we do. I think the biggest change I think you'll all notice is that we sat on quite a lot of different stuff. It's less yellow and more blue, and that is correct. We've had a little change, like, you know, don't sit on stuff for a massive amount of time. Coming up to a year of having all the matrix stuff, so I've tried to shuffle around some of it. I'm not necessarily getting rid of rollers and luggage, but we've certainly, the main kit that we're fishing with, we've swapped over to the old map. So as you can see, we've got the map slider nets in front of me. I've got the new Z36 box, which you'll have seen the review for, and then we've got a new fish tray to my right and a new fish tray to my left, which the behind me, should I say, and that might not be out on video yet, but although it might be, and we'll do a little unboxing review on that. So yeah, a little bit of a difference, a little bit of a try out, and yeah, I'm happy. Everything feels nice, feels comfy. The seat on this is definitely a better seat. It's so much softer, which hopefully do wonders for my poor old back. We hadn't had anything on the initial drop, so there we go. Say speak of the devil. I'm going to listen to the first fish. Looking at Matt like it's a £6 barbel, but it's not, it's just denied. And my process today is to just start off a little bit steadier, because I don't want to be putting too much bait in and killing it. Perfectly hooked in the mouth. That's the first one out of the way. Like I said, I've not fed and I haven't got my towel out, so we're already failing on that point. We're just going for a steady approach today. So, like I said, I'm just tapping in maggots, and what you'll do is just join me through bits of the day to see how we're getting on, and that will just a little tapping of maggots, around 20 maggots to start off with a double maggot on the hook. And I think that's the kind of approach that I'm going to try today. I will get me my towel though, because that's not ideal, but like I said, we'll dip in and out the day. And I'm going to put a pot in over this other side in a minute. I might see if we have another fish, more or less, in the next 2 minutes, and if we do, then when I ship back in with it, we'll put another pot over the other side. But I'm just trying to edge in nice and steady. When I fished it last time, it's obviously got a little cooler since then, but I feel that it's chilled off a bit. I don't know how we're going to get on with putting as much bait in. Might be wrong, but we'll see how they go along with that. Might need just one more shot on this when we lay it down. A little bite there. I do definitely need to dock the float down a little touch more, because that got a half dip on the float there and then that sailed away. That's a nice sign. It won't take you long to get a good bag of fish if you're catching these. I tell you, I had a few of these last week, and the good old fish these are. And you don't want to stay still for me to get this hook out. And as I just said, what I'm going to do is just put a cup in over the other side to just get that kick in while we keep that line fed. So what I'm going to do with this one is feed one handful, 1.5 small handfuls of pellets, so not a lot of pellets at all, and they're just fishery micros. I've got a little spot out there where we've plumbed up nicely. It's a little bit deeper than the peg that I fished last week. So that's in there. Right, join me in a couple of secs and we'll get the towel out and see if we can find another. Myself a towel, and we just, as you saw, potted in that other side. Always with your keep nets, just make sure when you put in you're filling the pots up or rigs or whatever, that you don't hook in onto anything while you're messing about. I do need another shot on that actually, and I forgot to put that on, so just gonna put that in, and then just do it on the next time we come in. Could just do another number 9. Just take that bristle a little bit down, a bit more down. So just hit that bite as a sort of dip on the float. And we're putting in sort of around 15 to 20 maggots, which seems a lot, and it is for most venues in the winter. You'll probably do, 5 or so. But with these I want to try and keep them down, and still keep them there. So I'm not hand feeding them. I'm just trying to see if I can keep them at bottom by potting it in. So it's less sound and hopefully more focused, in the on the deck.
deal when we got to that first fish that I caught, bounced on my foot like and went it there.
Another half bite again. This is where we're using this super light elastic. Just allows you to strike really hard and set the hook, but not bump them as much. It feels like another decent hide. It is another decent hide. And so far so good. The tactic that I'm trying to think of seems to be doing the trick. Just need the scarder for this one. Okay. You may see we've got 2 nets out today, and that's not out of ambition. That's because when you're fishing at Oak Tree, there's always a chance you'll catch a barbel, and if you catch a barbel they need to be in a separate net. So if you do fish a match here, that is something that you do need to know. You do need a separate net for barbel. So I'm just going to tag on another number 9 shot. The maggots are fine. I'll just have a look at those. Let's have a double check. Might replace the red one because that looks a bit not as happy. And I use this is a Guru F1 pellet, which is I do like this time of year. Let's keep this steady pace up, and that'd be great. What I found last time is that, in fact, most of us found, is that we caught okay for the first couple of hours, and then it went really hard. We've got less people on, although we tried to make it as accurate match conditions as we can by putting us next to each other. That's settling a little bit better, that now. Might even able to squeeze number 10 on there, but that looks all right for now. Sometimes when the wind picks up as well, it does tow on it. I have a back shot. If anybody doesn't know what a back shot is, it's a shot around 1 to 2 inches away from the back eye of your float, between your float and the tip of your pole. And what that allows you to do is keep the line taut and stops your float moving around as much when it's windy. Then naturally, if your pole's getting blown around, then you know you're going to pull your rig about. But if it's just surface tow, then that little back shot acts as a little mini anchor and pulls back on the float. So do try and get away with as minimal lash as I can get, really. It just makes for a more direct strike.
Feels like we might get wet.
No, I'm thinking.
Just a little dink. Oh, it's a skimmer, I think, this one. Oh, there's a skimmer. Nice skimmer as well. Hope we can get these bad boys going, because they're good weight builders, these. There's a possibility, guys, that it may rain as well today, so if it does rain, I'll have to I'll have to so it may be that we just continue this, and if it rains, like I say, I might have to catch up with you in a little bit. Now if the toe picks up, I might have to go a little bit heavier. Very little tiny bite there. There's quite a lot of roach as well in here, as well as the hide. All I'll say is never go off feeding fish. As long as these fish are here and we're catching them, we'll keep going, but in every 20 minutes I'll be putting a small pot of pellets back out there just to keep that peg alive. I don't want to fire them in. I don't want to spread the fish out. What I want is to keep them in that zone and come into them. You know, the more confidence, the better. Into another one. It's a bit smaller, this one, I think. He says before it starts to swim about a little bit. Oh, nice. Same size. Lovely colours on his hide. All in great condition. Oh, it's not. It's a roach. That is a massive roach. What a roach that is. Bloody hell. Look at that for a roach. There you go, boys. That is an absolute stunner of a roach, is that? That's a lovely roach, that. I do love a good roach. I'm just watching the Maestro Richardson at the side. I mean, he's started to get him going a little bit shallow. Are you getting a good stamp, Mr. Richardson?
About £3 each.
£3 each. That's £3 is about 8 ounce. But me and Matt have known now to just not believe anything either of us say when we're fishing a match.
Put that on double hot dog.
Probably could catch a hot dog, mate, if you're at Fort Barble, like. Typical oak tree fishery. Wind is that for Snake Lake, so it wraps around that corner, that wind does. What we might do is just sink the old net in there for now, move that out of the way so we don't blow it out around. When it's windy, sometimes it makes it easier to just tuck it out the way. Oh, looks like Matt's changed his approach to a little bit of deck fishing. Oh, he's nice jigger fishing, I think. Picked up a lot now. and after either a couple of minutes or another bite, we're going to ship out and put some more pellets out there. That was a little bite, that one. And so you have no problem, like I said to you, striking quite aggressively, like that Zorro style strike, with this super light elastic on. We've got 6 reactor core, so it is light, and if you do hook a barbel, it's you in a little bit of problem. But you know, the main thing we're targeting and the most likelihood of catching are these eyed and silverfish. So we need to, we definitely need it on. I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes.
Catching at about 2 or 2.5 foot.
I'm going to give it a couple of minutes and then I'm going to go across to that other line. But before we do that, we'll just put a small amount of maggots in just to keep it ticking. And I have set up a maggot feeder as well today, just to try what it's like when it's a static bolt rig kind of. Well, it's not a bolt rig, it's an inline rig, but they do up this off against the weight of the feeder. That were a super quick bite, that one. That were a flash of a bite, and that is a good idea, is that one. That were a flash of a bite, absolute tiny bite. That's a skimmer. Absolute tiny bite. So we'll stay on this if the skimmers are still here. Skimmers, slimy buggers, absolute slimy beasts they are. These tiny hooks and cold hands. I know, that's what happened to us all last week. Bloody snotty bream. Oh no, loads of maggots. Right guys, so we've hooked one from the other side, and what I've done is I've fed the micros, and actually I thought I'd try double maggots first, and we have hooked one straight away.
He had a matrix one the other way, that's a really good bite.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Swallowed it, this one.
So expensive as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
picking up now. It might make it a little bit harder to fish that other side. We'll keep going. Might have to come back onto that, to that other line. And that's, well, most people are catching solid now, shallow. Which is, you know, it's not a bad shout, but I don't know why I'm feeding maggots, because I'm feeding pellets. But you know, like I said, I'm not here to this week fish that kind of thing. It's not a match, it's a practice match, so I want to practice some other stuff. Now, see what we can do, because I know shallow's an option most times, but I want to see what other stuff works, if that makes sense. So yeah, you could say, oh, you just want to practice by fishing shallow. Well, I need to practice other options for if shallow doesn't work, and that's what I'm trying to work out today.
Just come last Saturday, but the weather looked horrendous for you when it was horrendous.
Just dropping those maggots in, and then I get them straight away into another. There's a couple there on those pellets, which is good. This one pulling back a little bit harder, and we're a bit of an heavier elastic as well. It's a good one, this one.
No, yeah, I've had to put hot on.
It's a nice side, it's that one. Lovely head. And again, definitely wanted it. There's a couple of this that have just absolutely pummeled it. But Mr. Richardson's catching steady at the side. I would have said he would probably, by looking at everybody else, be edging it at the moment. And that's, like I said, if you get them shallow, it's just the most effective way to catch them. But we're trying to see if that doesn't work, what else can we do to keep them coming? And that is why we are trying this. So we know that deck maggot's been good at the start, it slowed down a little bit, and we're just trying this across, and we've just been feeding that with micros. And I would start with a pellet, but what I found is just putting a double maggot on and fishing it on the deck with those micros seems to be producing the bites. I mean, look there, as soon as we can keep that stable, we're into a fish. Always keep your eye on where that elastic is. You can get carried away with pulling it opposite direction when you're not looking. So this one we're gonna quickly shimmy out some. And quickly drop out some maggots to that right hand side. And again, just a loose handful, nothing outrageous enough that it'll be maybe 5 or 6 pots in. Just to keep them fish there. And that's having very consistent now. It's important when you fish, when you put micros once they're soaked in your pot, just give them a little press, only a light press, so you can tap them out, but it just helps with shipping out, especially when you got weather like today where it's windy. You just helps you get it in place if you need to tap it out. The problem is that we've got is just keeping this float still. Once it stays still, we're golden. Hard to keep that still. The maggot feeder is something I don't normally do in the Snake Lake, but I'm going to try. And what I've got is maggots mixed with it's the Adrenaline Baits Scopex, I think, actually. So I'm using my little maggot feeder that I do, which is a Kamasan, which I modify to have a inline Preston or Guru stem in it, which is on a Preston stem, and we've got to have a minimum of 8-inch uplink here, which is what we've got of 014, and we've got a Guru F1 pellet. All I'm going to do is cast it towards where I was just fishing, which is bang on there. I'm just going to sink the line and hopefully get a bit of joy. Feed is a little bit higher than I'd like, but that's because we've got it rested a little bit differently. I'll put it there, sorted. And let's see if this does us any joy.
Started last year. He was struggling mentally at work. They took him out and loved it. I kept saying, what you told in the car, you don't need it.
Oh, that didn't take long.
Well, what did he do? Your phone went in.
That didn't take long, boys.
Second time I took him out, phone went in.
Interesting. The first I'd. Yeah. Yeah. Got a little bit of a little secret sausage kind of scenario with it, but yeah. In essence. No. No rule breaking here. I can't get that bloody hook out. Jesus Christ. Into another one, guys, straight away. That's what I'll fiddle about with.
I don't get it, guys.
But, or is it? Or is it? The question is it just a maggot feeder? Or is it something else?
Any bigger landing net?
And 2 or 3 fish. And then it went dead again. Would have been feeding that maggot line, like I said earlier on. Kept it fed while we've gone across and tried maggot feeder, so maybe there'll be some fish sat on it. Fingers crossed. Wind's died down a touch, but hopefully get a chance of snagging a few.
Tomorrow we're bonus fishing and anything else.
shot away straight
You
away.
want to go for barbel and hide then?
There you go.
What made the owner go for just barbel and hide?
No, that's the one that's primarily a silver's like.
Catch anything not being on your peg.
You're right.
And I've done all right so far.
Are you having a good day?
We've got to keep changing tactics, but they're still coming.
Yeah.
I've kept you more than then, so I'm happy.
After he watched me for first an hour, till I start hooking these barbel that we're into now, innit? I ain't got no barbel though, have you? Too easy that shallow fishing.
The barbel?
No. Just winding him up, mate.
Like I say, Matt's going to catch the barbel, be the barbel man.
Yeah, stick it in. Boilie on order. Yeah. Car room 1. 6 ounce lake. You won't even see it tip ground. What time are we on, Matt? Straight away did that.
I did golf before this, mate.
I might take that up again.
They're no good for your back. That's why I packed it in. Yeah, that was my passion. Then lockdown come.
Yeah, probably everything up, innit?
That come and then I like packed that in and started fishing again. I've fished for years.
Seems to be a few fish still sat on the maggots, which is good. If you do, just watch out for Matt's top kits.
I was going to go this year, but I haven't got there.
Suicidal in summer.
The pleasure lake is brilliant.
You can only fish there a month, can't you? The rest of it like that's fun.
Yeah.
Fish are a bit mongoloid like.
Well, last time I was there, I caught a carp. I'm not joking, it had like a size 8 treble when you did it size. And that guy came around and took it to the phone in like, and you were like, oh, little like the norm.
Yeah, it's because these donkeys turn up and don't know how to fish it and just rag their head off.
I stopped fishing at all for the same reason. They just don't care.
Yeah, Ben likes to remind me on a regular basis. I lost the top kit there. I'll catch you well just out edge, but literally on the top kit. so she kind of went out in front again, and then took it straight out my hand. So took it there, pulling across the road. And they're all going, "It can go, come on. Strip down to your pants, get in."
It's 'cause it's that sweet corn juice on your hand, isn't it?
Yeah. All you need to take is a some sweet corn.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Like 10 trays of them.
And you literally kind of, you jump. Open the phone station, stick it down your head, wait for things to do it, and then just picking up and stinging out. Like this big pot in it.
What time did you say it was, Matt?
What time is it now?
Yeah.
3 minutes past 12.
Guys, I seem to be finding a few again on this deck line. That's why we say about keeping that steady bait going in if you're not fishing it, so you can come back on it.
Biggest problem I'm having at the minute is I can't see a thing.
Oh, it's a babble, boys! It's a babble.
I'll keep an eye out for you. It's not happening this side.
We've got ourselves a babble. No, we haven't. Yes, we have. No, we haven't. That's just a big outside. I thought it were a babble. Friggin', oh, it's a chub. That's why. Chub on order. Lovely fish, that one. Lovely fish. I tell you what, the bites are unbelievably shy. And I was going to say, unless you're fishing easy methods like shallower and that.
Lovely, innit? Yeah. I usually get one of
Too easy to make a comment to that.
them. Hey.
jacket fit alright, Tony?
Beautiful, mate, yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to put it on today, to be fair, but when I looked at weather, I thought it's going to be windy, I'm going to need an hood.
Yeah. I think some value for money.
Good quality.
Yeah, they're alright, yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Price and cash, you go to the company that we use. Pissed off with it, to be honest. Quite often at the time.
Right.
And they're all like custom orders. Where it's, set up with like that.
Trying to stick it in on a...
I'll do your job.
Too sure. 6 elastic and 011 bottom. It would taken us time. We've hooked it on the maggots on the deck rig, but I have started to feed a bit of micros over the top just to keep the chance of getting some bigger stampede is what I was planning on, and we've ended up getting a barbel on it, which if we can get it in will be a big bonus. A big bonus. When I just seen it then though, I'm not entirely sure it is a barbel. It's a tench! It's a tench! Get in, you tench! I want this in. This is a beautiful looking fish, this. Oh my god, get in please. This the biggest tench I've caught in ages. Ah, get in, you tench! Ah! I've been fishing bloody specialist tench fishing and I've never caught one as big as that. In ages. Oh, what a fish! Oh, that's it, boys. I'm not bothered if I win or not now. Right, boys, absolutely love it. Love it. Get in this barbel net. Oh, that's made the day, boys. That's made the day. I could come last now, and that won't matter. Oh, come on, you tench. I thought it were weird that it didn't take off like a barbel did. I did think it maybe it would have been a carp at first. It were hugging, but it wasn't like barbel straight down the other side of the pond, aren't there? He did say there's some big tension here, but the thing for me that's making me a little excited is where there's usually one, there's usually a couple, isn't there? Only just hooked that one as well. Only just hooked, boys. Right, so some more maggots on. Sorry for that outburst of excitement, but I'll be honest, me and Matt last year went on a little bit of a mission to try and catch some decent tench, and to be honest we really struggled, didn't we, Matt? We did struggle, and I ended up having a few from bacon ponds and things like that, were around sort of £2, but nothing that was decent as what that was. And I mean that were only about £3.5 to £4, but tench, decent tench, are my favourite fish. I mean I love tench, and that's just, I can't tell you how much that's made me day. Well, I think you probably know from my reaction how much that's made me day. But yeah, absolutely loving that. We get back out. We just that was so. Just to update you on it, that on the deck rig, and again double maggot, and it was over. So I've put a couple of big pots in, of micros and maggots, a couple of big pots of micros and then 1 pot of maggots, and just continue to tip maggots, alternated maggots and micros over at top, just to try and get some bigger fish in. And I did a few other little bits with not much success, to be honest, while that line came, and I've had a couple of eyed and a small perch off it since I just dropped back on it, and then that lovely tench, which has made my week. As that, I'll be honest. See people catch this tench all the time. I never seem to manage to track them down. And that wind is just so strong at the moment. Hey, and Tony down the line has hooked a barbel, which is not surprising me, to be honest, because of this wind wrapping round. I feel they're going to be following it down, and that's why I've stayed on this deck. That's why I wanted to stay on the deck, because I did think there would be a chance, and that's why I put quite a bit of bait down. I want to try and, if some do come there, that we can hold them. Oh mate, I tell you, that was my fishing highlight for a year. That.
Yeah, to be fair, I can't remember last time I even caught a tench, let alone an half decent one. Probably Lindome, but them tiny little things.
Yeah, I had plenty of them fruit season this year, and I had some when we were fishing beaches and that, but nothing of that size for a long time. In fact, last time it was, what's that one out of Wentbridge that's Thorpe Orderlin, is it? Yeah, I had one out there only about £3, not as big as that. But that we're going back like 2017, that. Yeah, there is some big ones in there apparently. It's just carp are so savage out there to just getting them there.
I can't imagine for 1 second that he'll be stuck in that lake. Not on the lake.
No.
With painful fish, I think you'll be taking them out of small lake.
No. He delivers it.
Yeah, like people around still got coal fires.
Does that even exist?
Some people still use them well.
Not in 1950s.
Yeah. It's got to be a bit of a dying trade, hasn't it?
You'd have thought so, yeah. It wants to be with EU and that with frigging Insulate Britain people around. That's what they always mess out of me out when we go down south and that. Did train come with electric or did you come down in a coal train? Is that a perch? Is that a perch?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. You want me to come round with phone light? Do you want a photo, mate?
I thought you were going to offer me special glove there.
Do you want a photo, Tom?
Where is he keeping it?
To eat the rest of his fish?
Yeah. Where is he keeping it? Well, I'm sure there are loads of hide in there, and this perch is now £4.
He's going to have to go in with barbel, isn't he?
Well, he's throwing up a few surprises today at the lake.
You're going to have to go with barbel, pal. Can't put you in with them boys.
Like that one I had at Bacon Pond, wasn't it? We'll get it weighed at end. Guys, it's another fish. This one feels like an hide. It's an hide. It's a good hide, but it's an hide. I can't put my net thing, it's like a frigging parachute. I know, I thought that. It's a bloody parachute when it gets wind behind it. It's a good hide, guys. Have a bag in at end now, like. It's been a right weird, bizarre thing, hasn't it? Me bagging, then you bagging, then other end bagging, then us catching again, then middle catch. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah. When you're all in the line, it's weird, isn't it? It just works like that. Right guys, so we finished the match. It is freezing cold wind and rain, and my plan's not gone too badly. £36 on the nose, which is good with these conditions. Matt managed 42 and bits, so he's just done me there. I'm happy because he's fished shallow and he's caught really well, so it means that the other tactics that I employed today have actually done me the benefit. So instead of catching shallow, I've wanted to focus on other areas if shallow doesn't work, and across the other way a little bit of maggot feeder, and that short line's done me really well today. So I'm really happy with the results of that. So you know, it's been a successful day. The other couple of boys were around the mid-20s, something like that. So yeah, a nice little second position out of 5. So yeah, happy days. So yeah, if you've enjoyed it, give us a like and a subscribe if you can. If you want to jump on a playlist and have a look, see if there's anything else you want to see, or join us on the Facebook at Angling For You on the members, and you can jump on some of us matches and all sorts of bits like that. And if you want to look at what else we're doing on the Instagram, go on at angling_for_you. And if you could like, share, subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Until the next one, guys, thank you very much for watching, and tight lines.